Hey there. It is Thursday. Happy Thursday. I am doing a video today on how to make perfectly round beads that are all the exact same size. And then I'm also going to wire wrap for you since everyone's been asking about that. So let's get into it. This is just a slab I threw together for the purposes of today. So making beads the same size, depending on what size you want them, is what cutter size that you want. This cutter makes about a 12 millimeter bead. This one makes a 10. This size, a little smaller. So I'm going to go ahead and for the purposes of this, I'm going to use the smaller one. But you can use anything. I've used the square ones. You can use anything, you could use a flower if you wanted. You could use something like this, and it's gonna, as long as you're using the same cutter for all your beads, you're gonna get the same size beads. So I'm gonna cut out two. You want to cut out wherever you want. If you're cutting a solid color, obviously just cut them out. But if you want a pattern on your beads, then you want to figure out what you want your pattern to look like. So I kind of like, let me think. I kind of want the blue in there. So I'm going to cut one here. And I want to cut one here. So cut your two pieces, whatever shapes you're using, and then you're going to pick them up. I have transparent on the back, so I want to cover all that transparent. So just kind of fold it back in on itself so that you're going to have a pinch on that one side. And then that's what the rest of the bead will look like. So what you want to do, everybody wants to automatically go like this, and it always makes a football shaped bead. So put it in your hand. Make sure your hand is pretty taut. Take just the tip of your finger, and then you're going to roll in tiny little circles in both directions. So you just kind of want to go back and forth in different directions. And it's going to give you the perfect little circle. See? So that's one. Do it again, fold it all back in on itself. This one's got a little crack in it, but that's okay because we're going to roll it out. Just take it and little tiny circles. When you start doing those big gestures with your hands and rolling them in between, then that's when it gets out of control and you start getting them all wonky. So just tiny little circles. And you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. And then you have your perfect bead, and they're both the same size because you use the same amount of clay. So when I bake these, I just lightly put them right on my tile. And you might want to put it where you think you're going to put your hole. I do not put the holes in mine before I bake them. I drill them afterwards, and I'll show you that. But kind of figure out how you're going to want your bead to look. Like I kind of like how that looks. So I would probably put it like face down that way, because the part that's going to sit on the tile is going to have a little shiny part. So whatever part you don't mind being shiny that you're probably going to drill your hole, that's the part that you would want to be down. So I'm not going to bake these yet. I have a whole tray over here of already baked beads. Oh, let me show you something else. So if you want to keep these round, obviously go ahead and keep these round. If you want them as discs, like I so often do, figure out again which part you want out. So say I want that out. I'm going to put that down like that. And I want that out. So I'll put that down like that. And then just take your acrylic and press them straight down, however thick you want them. And then they're going to be the same size. Same size little coin beads. You can drill them that way or you can drill them that way. And then you have whatever the design is that you wanted on the outside. So I have some over here that are already baked. I'll do these little green ones. I made these the other day. So when I drill these, again, you're going to figure out, you know, how you want it facing out. So I'm going to drill through this white through the top here, and generally I will do it as I am holding them because it's easier to go straight through. Otherwise there's a chance that you can go off to either direction. So just kind of find a spot and slowly go straight through, and there you have it. And that looks pretty even, if you can see. It's not wobbly or anything like that. So that's how I drill mine. And I do it afterwards because a lot of times if you're using any kind of pokey tool or anything, on the soft clay, it distorts them and gets them all wonky again. And then you gotta reform them, and then, you know, it's just a vicious cycle. So it's just easier for me, I think, to do the holes after they're baked, just for whatever that's worth. So these are some that I made the other day, and this is what I'm going to do the wire wrapping on. But I made these beads. They've got some cool red and black and white in them. And then these little discs match. So I'm going to drill some holes in here. And I'm going to try and do it without my light. These are flat, so they're not as hard as the round ones. I cannot see. All right, here we go. Trying to find the center without my light. Okay. It's pretty close, if nothing else. So I'm going to use these. Oh, I got to do these discs too. Ooh. So I do a hole in the center of these as well. And there we go. Okay, so I'm using my 22 gauge silver craft wire. I like this the best because it does not tarnish and it's a nice bright silver. And this is just what I like. And you're gonna wanna cut off about, it's about 6 inches. Let me just see. I have a ruler. Yeah, it's more like 9. But I end up always having way too much. But it's better to have too much than not enough. You get halfway through and you're like, oh my gosh, actually I'm going to cut it down to about there. That's seems good. So what you're gonna do is take your disc or whatever you have on the bottom, go through all the way to halfway, like so. And you want to make sure it's really bent on this. Also, this is where you're gonna kind of figure out where you want the disc to be. So do that, and then you're gonna want to really pinch this together at the top so that your next beads that you're putting on lay pretty close to that disc. So there's that. I'm gonna put these on next, the clay ones. And again, you want to get it as close to that as you can. And then I'm gonna put, you're gonna kind of need beads that this wire will fit through. I would say that these two together are about a 1 millimeter, and most beads tend to have a 1 millimeter hole, so it works out pretty well. Put a silver spacer on there. Then we're gonna put, I have these little onyxes. I just wanted to match all this, and then I have a red jasper. I'll put those on there, so it looks like this. That's that. Okay, so the fun part. This is just a wiring technique that I came up with. It's nothing fancy at all. I think it looks cool, so there's that. But it's just very easy, even though it's kind of a mess. So I take my, I guess these are needle nose. I'm assuming these are needle nose. I don't know, but they're for wire wrapping. And I go up just a smidge from, I leave a little bit of a space from that top bead and where I'm going to make my little bend here. And you can go up as thick or as narrow as you want on this. I am going to go a little bit thicker than center. So I just take it and I wrap it around, and then I go across, and then I wrap it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. You can do more than that, obviously. If you want it to have a thicker effect, this is just what I do. I have gone up to 6 before, 6 wraps to make it really thick. But for now, I'm just going to do that. So just have it so that it ends up in the back. Take your cutters, cut them off. And then I take these and then just smash these down. Like to hold them and then kind of smash and turn at the same time so that those are in there. There we go. So you're kind of tightening and smashing at the same time. So, and that's it, guys. That's how I do it. And if your thing gets a little wonky or anything like that, just kind of put these back and shape it however you want it. So it looks like that. And I need to okay, that's good. Now they're all inside. So that's that. And I'm going to do it again for you on the other one. But that's how it looks. So I'm going to cut my wire. Put my disc on. Oops. in the center, center it up. Ish. My last one wasn't very centered, but we'll try to do better this time. That's a little better. Centered up. Pinch that so that your next beads can go all the way down. Figure out how you want this. I kind of like it like that. And then I'm going to put that one on there. Obviously, you don't have to do this order or anything either. And then one of these. One of these. And one of these. Like so. Like these. Make sure you leave your little gap. And twist. 1, 2, 3. And it's really that easy, you guys. And then stick these back in and push those kind of around and in so that they tuck in. And that's it. Shape this up a little bit. And there you go. That's it. So I'm gonna make these little ear wires also because someone asked me to do it again. I have these little ball head pins and I'll put a link to them. So with these, where your ball head pin is there, just curve it about halfway, and then you're going to feed it in the side that's going to be the front. So this is going to be the front. So put it in there. Whoops. So put it in there, and then come across the top, bend it around, like so. And then I just hold on to the sides of that. That's the front. Hold on to the sides. And then take something that you can bend it over. And then just bend it down. And then put your little crimp at the bottom. And that's it. There you have it, guys. We'll do it one more time. Bend it down. Go in through the front. Bend it around. Make sure it's closed up. And then hold that part. Bend it over. And crimp it up. There you go. Yep, these will be for sale on my website today, traceclay.com. And I hope you enjoyed. Leave me some comments if you have anything good or constructive criticism to say. But they're really fun to make and I love how they look. So I hope you guys enjoy. And then of course, here, real quick, I want the red to be out, so you can fix all that afterwards, see? So that red is out. But that's how they look. Enjoy, guys. See you Monday.